Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, in this video I will try to present about 5 global issues in 2020. Before we start, I will introduce myself. My name is Meuti Kristi. I'm from 4th A English Education Department. I make this video to fulfill the final exam of academic speaking. Understandably, the COVID-19 pandemic has kept many other international issues out the media spotlight. The coronavirus is pandemic worldwide, deadly and impact on various aspects of life. As a variety of questions, not only about how we respond to the early corona crisis, but also about how we manage society and how we conduct our daily affairs. Several major international issues have been eliminated since the outbreak of the pandemic and may be too late now to tackle it. Some governments leaders also tried to use the COVID-19 pandemic to further in old ambition. In here, the news is packaged with statistics and update on the challenge we face as global citizens. Sometimes it can seem as though there are too many, from climate change to the higher rate of gender inequality around the world to many people living without access to medical care. In here, I have 5 hot issues list. The first is food security. The second is major global health issues. The third is global health and primary education. The fourth is the need for gender equality, and then the last is global environmental issues. First, we will talk about food security. The number of hungry people in the world has increased over the last few years. 1 in 9 people in the world go hungry each day and suffer from nutritional deficiencies as a result. Food security is the biggest threat to the overall health of the human population, more than malaria, tuberculosis, or HIV. According to the World Food Programme, countries with the highest level of food insecurity also have the highest outward migration of refugees. And this problem is twofold. World overall hunger has steadily decreased over the past decade. There has been an increase in the number of refugees. Refugees typically suffer the most from food insecurity. No country in the world has seen any kind of decrease in obesity rate. In fact, it's rising among both children and adults. While it is tempting to think of obesity as a form of overnutrition, it is actually another kind of malfunction. Nutrition food is often more expensive, and in some areas, access to healthy food is restricted or even non-existent. When food prices rise, low-income communities have no choice but to choose prepackaged, high-carb, and high-sugar options. The second is major global health issues. Increased access to clean water and improved education around proper sanitation has resulted in an overall decrease in the prevalence of transmissible disease worldwide. But while current strategies to prevent disease are working, efforts to improve sanitation should slow down. While teaching good hygiene practice is still beneficial, the importance of good nutritional education and preventing personal harm is now emphasized. Likewise, many low-income countries lack emergency response resources. This means that providing opportunities for country members to learn first aid skill can help to save life. But while the focus of the global healthcare community has now shifted to non-communicable disease like cancer, diabetes, chronic respiratory, and cardiovascular disease, communicable disease remain a burner in low-income settings. The third is global child health and primary education. Children are key to our success, yet many children across the world do not have some of their most basic needs met. Children's health and education go hand in hand. Malnutrition of children leads to permanent psychological damage, now colloquially as stunting. Children who are hungry cannot concentrate and thus cannot learn. Even when children are attending school, the quality of their education might be poor, or educational capacity and resource may be limited. After that is the need of gender equality. Although women make up approximately half of the population, there have historically been social barriers to the economic and personal freedom for women. While much has been done to elevate this, there is still quite a way to go, especially in low and middle income settings. Women are disempowered from a young age when they are held back from attending school for children reasons or because of the perception that their education does not matter. Women across the world are often the caretakers of household health, which means that if all women are taught effectively healthcare practice, global well-being statistics could be altered dramatically. But it is not simply the lack of access to education and financial resources that hinder women. And for the last is global environmental issues. There are three major environmental issues listed. These include threat to habitat and organisms on land and underwater, as well as resource depletion. The first is habitat and biodiversity loss, the second is ocean conservation, and the third is water scarcity. First is habitat and biodiversity loss. Extinction are happening at what scientists estimate to the about 1,000 times the normal pace. Not only are we losing flora and fauna, we are also damaging our ecosystem and throw them out of balance, the effective of which we cannot anticipate due to the integrated and complex nature of the system. And for the second is ocean conservation. We depend on the ocean to maintain our rainwater system, and many populations generally on it for food and income. But despite its importance, the ocean is under threat. Overfishing and unsustainable fishing practice are causing the damage and extinction of many marine species. Global warming has caused an increase in coral bleaching. And then for the last is water scarcity. As with food, there is actually enough fresh water for each person currently living on the planet. However, access to the water is not always possible for everyone. Issues such as poor infrastructure, displacement, and conflict mean too many people often have to use unsafe water sources. This is a clean water and sanitation risk. That's enough for my presentation today. So sorry for many mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.